All right, today we're diving into something pretty cool, a business opportunity that's all about turning textile waste into profit. We're going to look at the UK's very first textile-to-textile polyester recycling plant as a kind of roadmap for what could be the next big thing in smart commerce.
So, can old clothes actually become new money? I mean, really? The answer, maybe surprisingly, is a huge yes. Let's break down how this whole shift from waste to wealth is already happening.
But first things first, we really need to get our heads around the urgent why behind all of this. See, this opportunity only exists because we have a massive global problem that needs solving, and it starts with the clothes we're all wearing right now.
Let's be real. The fast fashion industry has pretty much created a culture of disposability. This has led to literal mountains of textile waste piling up in landfills all over the world. Now, this isn't just an environmental problem. It's a colossal waste of resources. And you know what they say, where there's waste, there's very often a hidden opportunity.
For decades, fashion has run on a really simple but really wasteful model. You take resources, you make something, and then you just throw it away. But a powerful new way of thinking is taking over. Instead of just creating waste, this circular model is all about recycling, remaking, and reusing what we've already got. This is the fundamental shift we're looking at today.
And that brings us from the problem to the solution. So let's look at a real-world example of the circular model in action, a pioneering plant in the UK that's literally turning trash into treasure. Just picture it for a second. Piles and piles of discarded plastic bottles and worn-out polyester clothes. This stuff we normally just see as garbage. Well, this is the raw material for a whole new kind of factory. And then, through an absolutely incredible process, those same materials are completely transformed. They become brand new rolls of high-quality fabric, ready to be made into clothes, accessories, whatever. It's basically modern-day alchemy. And here's the key takeaway, the most important part. This is not science fiction. This is happening right now. Pioneers like Tim Kruss in the UK have already built the facilities to make this a scalable commercial reality. They're proving that this kind of transformation is possible today.
Now, the technical term for all this is closed-loop recycling. It sounds a bit complicated, but the idea is actually simple and totally revolutionary. Waste from a product, like an old t-shirt, is recycled to create that exact same product again. This closes the material loop, which means you eliminate waste and the need for new resources. It's a game changer.
Okay, so you're probably thinking, this sounds amazing for the planet, but how does it actually become a profitable business? What does the blueprint for an entrepreneur actually look like? Let's dive in.
The business model really stands on three core pillars. First, you source your raw materials. You tap into that massive stream of post-consumer polyester. We're talking old clothes, packaging, you name it. The key is securing a consistent, low-cost supply. Next, you process it. This is where you invest in the core technology that breaks down old polymers to their basic building blocks, ready to be spun into new fiber. And finally, you partner with local brands, providing them with high-quality recycled fabric and closing the loop right in their own backyard.
But making this profitable takes smart execution. It's not just about the tech. It's about building a lean operation, maybe even securing some government grants for green initiatives. But the real secret? It's forging strong partnerships with brands that need a transparent supply chain to win over today's eco-conscious consumers. In the end, it all comes down to trust.
So, how big can this actually get? This isn't just about one plant. It's a blueprint for a seriously scalable opportunity. We're looking at the future of manufacturing here, and that future is circular. And the ways you can grow are so diverse. You don't just have to build factories. You could license the core technology to other companies, or create a trusted eco-verified label that brands would pay to use. Imagine developing mobile recycling units that go directly to large clothing companies. The potential, especially in emerging markets, is just enormous.
And this is what makes the model so powerful. It's adaptable. For any region, whether it's a developed country or an emerging market, this blueprint takes a local problem, waste management, and connects it directly to a local need, raw materials for manufacturing. It creates its own self-sustaining ecosystem.
And that brings us to our final and most powerful takeaway. For a long time, sustainability was seen as this nice-to-have thing, a sideline. Well, that era is over. It is now at the absolute center of smart, future-proof commerce. Solving real-world problems is where the real value is.
So we'll end with a question for you. Seeing how waste can be turned into value,
how environmental solutions can become profitable ventures, it really leaves just one thing to ask. What will you launch that matters?